We have Danielle Sanville in camp today. Danielle is the brand manager for Thompson Center Firearms. Let's hear from Wade on the conditions and what's to be expected on her upcoming hunt.
You know, when Danielle was coming in and the weather conditions were kind of really mixed. We had some more rain coming in, we had storms on the horizon, we had winds changing, we had cloudy conditions. We were going to get a little cooler than it had been, which we were excited about. But it was kind of leaving me with a lot of questions on where to go. We literally spent the morning before she arrived checking a lot of scouting cameras, actually sitting in some stands and just trying to get a gauge for what we thought the deer would be doing. And we had a good idea that, you know, a couple of these locations were going to have a lot of deer, but the question was going to be, would a mature deer show up? You know, when you climb up in a stand in this part of the world, chances are you're gonna encounter a lot of game. It's just an area that just has a lot of wild game. And so when we go out to, you know, our first stand, there wasn't any doubt in my mind we could see between 20 and 30 deer. There's a big water source off to the left. We've got some food sources in that area, and it's just a game-rich environment. But based on past experience, I kind of felt like we were really only looking for a couple of deer. But because of the conditions, that was probably going to be the same anywhere we sat. So when we settled in, we were, in my mind, it was kind of a needle in a haystack, but the whole time our mind was swirling on where to go. You know, we've been fortunate to have Danielle down a couple times in camp, and it's always an adventure. First off, it seems like we've got to move around a lot when Danielle comes in, which is fun for me. I love to cover a lot of ground, but it's always interesting because Danielle is like a sponge. She's always looking to learn more about what's going on and why we're doing certain things, and asking questions not only about the wild game, but about what we think about the products at TC and how we use them, because that type of feedback is invaluable when it comes to product development, not only for tweaks for what we might be shooting now, but you know, future products.
So it's about 5:15 in the morning. We are going to go out today and drop Wade off in the Viking so he can do some scouting. He's seen a lot of mature deer, different parts of the ranch, and we're going to go out to a different tree stand than I haven't been at yet. And hopefully one of those big deers walks out in front of me this morning. So I've got my TC compass and we are ready to go. He's down. Wow.
You dropped him on his tracks.
He didn't move. I can see him. He is right there. Wow. We saw two really big 10-pointers, but they're only like 2.5, 3 years old. And then this old guy came out and he was perfect for me. So this is great. This is so great.
You know, setting in the stand and seeing a lot of deer is what I love about this part of Texas. You may at home be sitting there going, wow, how can they pass that deer? Well, it's looking to the future. While this season is probably going to be one of our toughest and most challenging ones to find those 5- and 6-year-old deer, I'm already thinking ahead because the conditions right now are better than I've ever seen them. The deer, when you look at them, you can just tell the difference in now and 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, even when we were in the heart of that drought, and how they look. And it's just gonna be an amazing stretch ahead. And so when we have a chance to get out with people like Danielle and others that share that vision, that can pass on those 2.5-year-old deer, and think about their future trips and what we're all gonna be able to encounter, it makes it even more exciting when I back up and I see her smile and I see that big old mature 8-point laying there on the ground with all that character. It's got the tines coming off of its back of its main beams. It's got velvet hanging off of him. And I know that that's the right deer. We had seen probably 150 plus deer in the other hunts before she got that one. But that one was an old bruiser. His teeth were worn down. And I know she's happy with it, and I'm even happier because I know that's the right deer that we shot, and one of those younger guys is going to be living to, you know, grace somebody's wall in the near future.